All right, good evening and welcome to the March 14th, 2023 meeting of the Manchester Town Council. Begin with a pledge of allegiance. Need help? These stools, for those of you that haven't been here much, are like that stool that Dr. Evil was on in that movie, Austin Powers. Yeah, so you take your feet off, and they get a mind of their own and they wander off. First order of business here: approval of the February 14th, 2023 minutes. You have those submitted electronically and in paper in front of you. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted?
I'll make a motion we approve the February 14th, 2023 minutes as submitted.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? No. December 22 Treasurer's Report. That has been submitted. Do we have a motion to receive the Treasurer's Report from December?
I'll make a motion that we receive the December 2022 Treasurer's Report.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, we have two more here under Treasury. We have the January Treasurer's Report. We have a motion to receive the January Treasurer's Report.
I'll make a motion that we receive the January 2023 Treasurer's Report.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then we have February 23 check register Treasurer's Report to follow next month. We have a motion to receive the check register from February.
I'll make a motion we receive the check register for February 2023.
And I'll second that.
Motion. We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Moving on to the mayor's report. A couple announcements here. Yard waste pickup by Hughes Trash will be Wednesday, April 19th. Will continue to be picked up on Wednesdays through December. Yard waste consists of grass clippings, leaves, small branches, not in excess of 3 feet or 4 inches in diameter. Branches must be bundled, armful loads. And please don't mix that with mulch, dirt, any other trash, pet waste, and those sort of things. If you have them down there on the curbside, then they'll get picked up. Also, no plastic bags should be included with that. Fiscal year 24 budget work session. I know we're in March now and moving into the heat of budget season. And it sounds funny to say fiscal year 24, but here we are. We're going to have a meeting tonight after the regular meeting, and then again on Wednesday, March 22nd, here in Town Hall at 7 p.m. Water bills for this quarter will be mailed by April 1st, due on April 30th. Let's see, Manchester Happenings, local group. I don't know if I see anybody here from Manchester Happenings today. They're organizing an egg scramble April 1st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. here at Christmas Tree Park, or behind us at Christmas Tree Park. Election info, like every other year, it is an election year this year. If you're interested in running for either mayor or town council, there's a nomination packet that is due by April 3rd, so that's coming up here in a couple of weeks. You can find that information either by stopping here at the town office or going to manchestermd.gov and finding it there. Ethics Commission, the town of Manchester has one opening on the Ethics Committee. Positions, it's volunteer, and you meet as needed. Typically don't meet that often, but is an important position for us to fill and to have ready to go if needed. Bulk trash, moving into the spring here. We also have a bulk trash pickup here, April 19th. Recommended that you call Hughes Trash Removal to discuss what your item or items are. So things like refrigerators, there might be some special instructions, but that is coming up here in the next month. And then brush pickup by town staff begins April 20th, and that's a Thursday. So again, a little bit different from the yard waste pickup. That's larger brush. Finally, as we're moving into, sounds crazy, it's March here, and the school season will be ending here before too long. the Charlotte Collette Memorial Scholarship applications here are due by May 1st. And you can get application here at the town hall or from a guidance counselor. I know we do have a quorum here tonight, but don't have everybody. Those of you that did it before are willing to do that again.
Yes.
And I can help out there too. Finally, before we move on to the town administrator report, I believe Mr. George Maurer is here, so we have a couple swearing-ins to do. So if you don't mind coming up, and of course you're more than willing to stay for the whole meeting, or as long as you like. But we'll do this swearing in now.
Thank you.
So I think you've done this before, and you say,
I
state
have.
your name, and then say I do, and we'll move on. So I state your name.
I, George Maurer,
Do affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that I will be faithful and will bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland. I will support the Constitution and laws thereof, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Board of Zoning Appeals member according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
I do.
All right, thank
I
you.
will. Thank you.
I'm sorry, do you mind bringing this over to Kelly, and then we'll be good? All right, thank you very much. All right, turn it over to Mr. Alex Perricone, the town administrator report.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, residents of the town. The first thing under pending items, we're still waiting for final notification from MDE Financing on our engineering project for our ENR upgrade. There were some minor details that were requested from MDE. CDM Smith did a great job of getting back to them quickly with the information they needed. So we're in a hurry up and wait still situation, but all looks good so far. We did have a minor increase in ammonia effluent discharge from the wastewater treatment plant. We found this due to an equipment failure. The staff quickly resolved it, and we are quickly returned back to normal levels, and we reported this to MDE by phone and letter. We're still working on our portion of the FY24 budget, and you'll see that tonight in our budget meeting after the regular meeting. A follow-up letter was sent to Carroll County Development Review to update our concerns with the Drill Tech project. The large vacant property that is not in town sits next to the old Rohrballs bus site. That is going through development review. Because of the type of business that is there, we are concerned that we are going to have well contamination. They have an old septic system. They have their own well on site. So and based on their doing repairs, vehicle maintenance, and they do horizontal drilling, we've expressed our concern again to the County Development Review that we have 3 major well producers in that area, and they are clean wells. So we were given notification that they received the letter of concern, and we're looking forward to a meeting with them to address these serious concerns. The original letter was sent by Steve Miller in 2021, so I felt it was time, as that project was going through the approval process, to reiterate our concerns, because it hadn't appeared that the county had addressed those issues. Director Coons and I attended the EPA Region 3 webinar on PFAS and PFOS contamination. These two categories are known as forever chemicals, and they are high on the EPA's lists to get out of water, sewer, everywhere. What do we mean by a forever chemical? Just that. They're in just about everything we do and we have. So the EPA has chosen to make this a high priority. And just today, Rodney and I received emails about meetings and the 200-page regulation that just came out for public comment for us to go through. In the webinar, the big issues for us, they'll be using the Clean Water Act to enforce whatever levels are set for these two things, and they'll be looking at drinking water, effluent, and biosolids from our wastewater treatment plant. So as we move forward, Rodney and I will be spending a lot of time going through these regulations and making sure that we're in compliance. We continue to work with Mr. McCarron, our town attorney, on the ethics rules to bring an update with the new state requirement. One of those is to include a chairman of the Ethics Commission. So we're real happy with where that's going, and hopefully that will be done soon. Some other items, Maverick Solar is delayed construction. They're having stormwater management approval problems with the county. And then we out investigating a situation on Westminster Street where trees had grown over into the sidewalk and the sidewalk had become unpassable. We found several other residences that had the same problems, and letters were sent to them to please clear them up so there's accessibility for everyone to use the sidewalk. Finally, I apologize, I did not mention this last month, but we promoted Mr. Brandon Martz from Maintenance Technician 2 to Maintenance Technician 3. He achieved all the certifications required, and he's doing a fantastic job. Thank you.
Any questions for the town administrator? My only question, Alex, and I'm sorry to spring this on you here, and we can probably wait until April, or maybe this is in Rodney's, the dump truck. Let's move to the Director of Public Works. I didn't read your report.
That's okay.
All right.
Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. You should have in front of you the Water and Wastewater Data Report for February 2023. Moving on, we had safety training for our town staff, which Chesapeake Insurance Company hosted. This is our tri-annual monthly safety training. We got away from this during COVID, so I'm happy we're starting back up with this. And our February topic was confined space training. The Manchester waterline replacement project is steaming ahead. The construction and inspection services. The construction continues on Grafton Street and Oak Street and Locust Street locations. The Grafton Street location is present until May, and when that wraps up, High Street and Wirtz areas will start up in May and is expected to end in September. And the contractors are Mid-Atlantic Utilities, and the inspection services is WBCM. The Baptist Church water tower leak repair is at 100% complete as of February 7th, 2023. The wastewater treatment plant stream discharge ended February 28th. This is in accordance with our discharge permit, and the spray field irrigation has begun, and this time frame is March 1st to December 1st. The dump truck sale, we've received 2 proposals, and this is an action item coming up shortly. The stormwater, we had our stormwater pollution prevention plan, also known as SWIP, update and notice of intent submittal. This is an MDE stormwater management requirement in regards to our new 20 SW permit. This was submitted March 3rd, 2023 to MDE. The Historical Center sidewalk rehab, we received 4 proposals for this. This is also an action coming up shortly. The new sidewalk is proposed at the front of the building and around the new war memorial, and also included is the concrete retaining wall adjacent to the parking lot. Lastly but not leastly, we had 0 snow events for February. Any questions so far? No, you good? Okay, action items for the 2003 dump truck. We received 2 proposals. The highest proposal was Higgs Welding out of Dietrich, Illinois. And I did want to mention this price does include them picking it up. And the highest proposal that we received was $29,500. So after discussion, I'd like to request awarding this, the sale of the international dump truck and snow package to Higgs Welding in the amount of $29,500.
Yeah, I know this has been ongoing for
Yeah.
a couple of months. Full disclosure here, and, well, on the record, I know that the town of Sykesville was also interested, did not quite come up with the same offer. So that's really, it's up to you guys on how to move forward. But, I mean, we put it out there. I think that there was some conversations with the town of Sykesville on whether or not they wanted to match the offer. My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that they decided not to.
That is correct, sir.
So, just wanted you guys to be aware.
Well, I'll make a motion that we authorize sale of the 2003 dump truck and snow package to Higgs Welding of Dietrich, Illinois, in the amount of $29,500.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay, thank you. So the second action item is the Historical Center sidewalk rehabilitation. And the lowest responsible bidder was Axis Concrete of Westminster, Maryland at $20,900. And I do want to mention that is within budget. We received 4 bids, and that is the lowest bidder.
Have we done any work with any of these companies before?
Stanley Groves is, we've done a lot of work with them, and they were the highest bidder, actually.
That's the only one that we've done business with?
Out of the 4, yes.
Now, Rodney, when you make these recommendations, because here we have the lowest bidder, but we have we have a relationship with Stanley Groves. Do you guys go in depth to make sure that Axis Concrete's got good reviews and all that kind of stuff? I mean, I'm all about low bids, but at the same time.
Well, our new facilities guy, he has good resources, and he's worked with all 4 of the companies. Yes, so he has a good rapport with all the companies.
So if Axis doesn't do a good job, we know who to go after. Just joking.
You got it.
That's all. I just want to make sure some
Yeah.
kind of background was
Yeah.
done, that we weren't
Well-
just going with the lowest bidder because it's the lowest bidder.
Right, and I'm
Especially since it's still under
comfortable that
budget.
they are local. They're all local
Right.
contractors.
Okay,
So.
good.
I'll make a motion, we award the approval of the Historical Center Sidewalk Rehabilitation Project to Access Concrete of Westminster, Maryland, in the amount of $20,900.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Okay.
Rodney's got 2 action items crossed off.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Anything else? Any other questions for the Director of Public Works? No? All right, turn over to,
Oh, one more thing. That's it for the snow.
that's it for the snow. It's cold out there.
You got it.
Yeah.
You do know it snowed this morning, right? I'm just throwing that out there. There was a lot of snow out there this morning. It was coming down good.
Yeah, thanks, Rodney. All right, turn it over to Chief Hess for the police report.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. Short and sweet report for the month of February. We handled 216 calls for service. We investigated 1 Part 1 crime that involved a guy in broad daylight decided to take the rims off a truck. Of course, the citizens quickly let us know. He was identified. He's been subsequently charged. The other arrest involved a DUI and a domestic assault. So we had a pretty good month there. Citations, we issued 101 citations and warnings. The traffic problems continue. They basically continue in the same areas, and that's where we are. We just constantly go back and forth with it. There's not much more we can do. We are in the process of writing a grant, or Sarge, we complete the grant for the speed signs, or is that the second one? Okay, so after we get the body worn cameras out of the way and IA Pro and all the other mandates that we have to meet, we're going to get additional signs. We found a grant for that. So we got a couple areas that we would like to put them. If anybody has any suggestions, let us know. And we'll put the signs there as well. I'd like to keep 2 on Main Street, but I'd like to change them over to a solar, so we're not going back and forth with the batteries. And then, of course, some other locations. The overdoses are still at a 38% increase in comparison to last year. The number's going to fluctuate. There's been an influx of fentanyl that seems to be related to a lot of the overdose issues in the county, probably within the state. Fatalities are maintaining at 6 in comparison to last year. It was 6 about the same time. Manchester had 1. Hampstead's had a bad month. They had 7. Sykesville has 2, Tawnytown 3, Mount Airy 2, Westminster 21, New Windsor 1, Union Bridge 0. Hampstead's actually surprising, but if I'm not mistaken, there's a recidivist down there. It's, I think one person's responsible for like 4 overdoses. That's about it on the police side. Everything else, knock on wood's been quiet. We can get the wind to settle down, we'll be good to go.
Yeah, it's, trash day is always the
It's
windiest
always on
day.
trash
right?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So to Chief Hess's point earlier, when we're talking about working on a grant for body worn cameras, that's a mandate on us. It's not something that we decided that we think we need to do. I mean, we have a pretty safe community and a pretty well thought of and well operating police department at this point, but these are state mandates that we have
You gotta meet
had
it.
had a couple years, and there's things that we have to do. I guess also for the record, I did get a contact, you may have too, about early morning traffic coming back through Augusta and Millie.
Yes, the unofficial bypass is
The unofficial
started again.
bypass, that's one of those things where,
Yes.
yeah, we have to do a little bit of work sometimes and kind of
Yes.
reduce it, and then, it comes back just like everything else. So, yeah, I just said I would state that on the record. Anything else for the chief? No. Did anyone sign up from the community? I see a few familiar faces. Anybody want to come up and have anything to say? No? All right. Move into committee reports. Councilwoman Miller.
I will be attending the quarterly MML on this Thursday at Tawnytown to stick in our Banner City application.
Okay. Councilman Pacelli.
The North Carroll Business Alliance has a meeting this Thursday at 11:30 to 1:30 at Green Mountain Station. I have nothing to report back from them, but the meetings have been well attended.
Okay.
A lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's kind of made a comeback. I
Mhm.
heard, yeah. Councilwoman Howe.
I attended the meeting last night, and we have one activity coming up next month, but it's for members only at the Nature Center. It's an egg hunt. And it's for ages 0 to 12 on March 25th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's all I got.
Well, it's not a record, but we move through the official business pretty quickly. We have 2 more items of business here. First thing, anyone's welcome to stay. We're gonna talk a little budget here after we close the general business meeting, and then we're gonna have a closed session to talk about the potential acquisition of real property. So that meets the closed meetings rules. So hearing that, anybody have anything else for this group before we move into a budget session? Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second the
All
motion.
those in favor say aye.
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 All right, thanks, everyone.